students, let us begin our third meeting. This is our third meeting. Yeah. And we will begin with the discussion about the first order system. Okay. Yeah. I will upload the handout later after the class, yeah, as usual. Have you seen the handout yet? Or last week?
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty much the same with the module from Honeycomb. Okay. Yeah. So you can either read the handout or read Honeycomb's handout, but please focus on the class when we have the meeting like this. Okay. The learning outcome for the second week, it will be the same. These two are the same. Okay. With the last week, we are continuing the same material. But then the extension is that you will be able to manipulate block diagram. Okay. You will be needing it when you are building a control system. And then we will learn about first order system. Yeah. And before we go further, we need to describe this here in the beginning of the class, that the system we are going to discuss in this class, we are going to study in this class, is continuous system and also an LTI system. Okay. Anyone know what is continuous system?
Linear graph.
Continuous time system, not continuous function. Continuous time system.
The system works good. Asymptotically.
No, not at all. What is
The time is as a variable. So it's like a function, the time.
the time is?
It's a function. So you don't take it as like at 1 second, at 2 seconds, at 3 seconds. It's continuous.
Yeah. It's closer to that answer. Yeah. Abdul's answer is closer. Okay. What about linear time invariant? Before we go to LTI, this one first. Yeah, I want to define it. So the state of the system. Let's say we are discussing velocity control of vehicle. So the velocity of the vehicle is available at any point of time between 0 and infinity. You can pick any time that you want. The velocity is available. That is continuous. The opposite of continuous is discrete. So you will find discrete time system later on. Yeah, when we apply your control system design into the real system, you will be using Arduino or you will be using the microcontroller. Those will be a discrete time system. Okay. What about linear time invariant? Any idea?
So the time is a variable. So that, like, for example, at 1 second, the output is something. So it's set. Like that.
No, not that one. Linear first, yeah. Linear and time invariant are two separated things, but we combine this term. Anyone know what is linear or time invariant?
I think I will answer the linear first.
Okay.
If a system is linear, the input is predictable. Because, for example, if you have a function of y equals to x, if the x is changed by 1, the y will change by 2, and so on. So, if you increase the x, it will be predictable. That's
Okay.
linear.
Yeah, I got what you mean, but the wording is not correct. The term is not exactly correct, but the definition is correct. Okay. So what we mean by linear is that we can apply superposition principle. Okay. Later on, I will have examples below. But let's see this time invariant. You haven't heard this before, time invariant. Time invariant means you apply a certain input to a system anytime, yeah, be it today or tomorrow, the result will be the same. Okay, that's not time invariant. If I give a Sopri an examination today, the results the same. If I give it tomorrow, it is time invariant. So, yeah. Are you time invariant in that case? No, right? Human is not time invariant. Yeah.
So the output will always be the same.
Always be the same.
And that's
After certain time, it will be the same. Yeah. Let's say after 10 seconds, the displacement is 5 meter. Okay. You give an input to a system. After 10 seconds, the displacement is 5 meter. You do the same thing tomorrow, the same thing will happen. After 10 seconds, displacement is 5 meter.
So it's not really input.
It's not about the input, but the relationship between input and output are always the same. Okay. Anytime you apply.
Repetitive.
Repetitive, yeah, also repetitive. Yeah. So for example, if we have a differential equation like this, inhomogeneous one, because we have input on the right, and then we split the input into two terms. Okay, the first term is 5 sine t, the second term is 3t, and then what happened? We split the input, yeah. And so the transfer function I can express like this. Okay, the same transfer function, but then for the input number 1, I get output 1. For the input 2, I get the second output. Okay. Then what about the total output? I can just add x1 and x2, and that's my total output. So if you can do this thing into your system, then your system is linear. Does it make sense to you? For example, let me take a chair. Yeah. This chair. If I push this chair with force, the velocity of the chair will be 1 meter per second. Okay, and then I will let Sobri push the chair. The velocity will be 3 meter per second. If we push this together, the velocity of the chair will be 4 meter per second. That's what it means by linear. Okay. Clear enough about this? Superposition principle is actually discussed a lot in engineering analysis class. If you recall, linearity of the Laplace transform. You remember that? No. I'm teaching that class, so I know that you should have known that. Okay. All right. Now I want to show what's the difference between mechatronics and control system. Okay. So that you know what's the magic. Oh, sorry, it's not there. It's over here. So you will see a crane pendulum system, yeah, slider pendulum system. This one is without controller. What do you notice here? It keeps swinging, yeah. Okay. So this is a mechatronic system where you combine electric motor, okay, and then circuits, electronics. You have microcontroller, you have joystick to operate it. And that is mechatronic system. When you apply a control system, this is the result. Why is it showing over here? Okay, this is with anti-sway controller. see any sway? Okay. So that's the effect of control system when you apply it to a Mercator mechanism. Okay. You want to know how it can be done? You learn control system. You will know how to do it. Alright. We will discuss this model a little bit further, yeah, because last week we discussed about speed control. Now we are going to use it as a study case in this class. The state of the car is denoted as Z, so I can choose any letter, yeah. Sometimes people use X, Y, oh I choose Z, no problem, right? Z is the position of the car, Z dot is the velocity, Z double dot is the acceleration. And then I will have a traction in here. Traction will be the input to the car, and then we have rolling resistance on the between tire and the ground. So we do not discuss about wind disturbance first. Later on, we will include that later on. Okay. So we intend to create a transfer function. Yeah. You ready with it? Transfer function. So the first thing you do is to make the free body diagram. Yeah. Rolling resistance is modeled as a constant C multiplied by a velocity Z dot. Okay. I put half on the front wheel and half on the rear wheel to make it complete. We can actually put it one, yeah, just on one tire. And then applying the first principle using Newton's law, we say that sigma force equal to m times z double dot. Okay, this comes from your dynamics class. And then the force here that we have is minus cz dot plus t. Okay. Why is it minus and why is it plus?
Minus because different direction. Minus because to the right, sir.
Huh?
Minus because to the right.
Minus because to the right, yeah. Yeah, because in here we say in our coordinate going left is positive. Okay, so it depends on this. Yeah. And so we get the relationship between T and then mz double dot plus cz double dot. Right. We are going to use Laplace transform to represent the system. So remember the engineering analysis class, what to do? Converting this into Laplace.
Oh, standard, sir.
What?
Use tables.
Use table.
No, this is not using table. Not table yet. Okay, this is too simple. Don't look into the table. Too much simple. Okay, the capital T just becomes T of S. Okay, the T here becomes T of S, and then mz double dot becomes ms squared. The cz dot becomes c times s, and then you multiply by the cs. Please review again transform. Okay. And then, and anyone have a problem from here to here?
Me.
Okay. One by one, yeah. The t here, now it has no form yet. Okay, we can throw in any kind of function into the t. It can be sinusoid, it can be step function, it can be a delta function. Okay, it can be what? Rank function or unit indicator function, whatever function. Okay, so we just call it t of s because later on we will change or replace the t of s with other function. Yeah, we don't know the function yet.
So T of S means the term is dependent on the time.
Yeah, it depends on the time, correct? Okay. S in here is. Do you know what it means by S?
Second.
No.
Just like a placeholder variable.
Yeah.
In here is time domain, yeah. Time domain. When you convert into the Laplace domain, it becomes what domain? Time domain. Laplace domain is physically is what? What? Still remember what's
Function,
here?
function like
No, no,
effects.
no. Frequency domain. Okay. In here is time. In here is frequency. S is frequency. Yeah.
So the S is not time, sir.
Not time. The time is here. T. The time T in here.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
the T there, but
Oh, bracket T,
we
bracket T.
say bracket T. Yeah.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Oh.
So we have this.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the complete one.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because it is too obvious, we don't put it there.
Mm.
Yeah.
So now the torque, when we transform it into Laplace, it become a frequency dependent. sir.
Yes, frequency dependent. Okay. And then when you convert the z double dot, the Laplace transform of mz double dot. Still remember?
It becomes S.
Use the linearity property, becomes m times Laplace transform of z double dot. Okay. M you take it out because it is a constant. Yeah. So this is m multiplied by
S. S.
s squared
Squared.
Oh.
capital Z of s, and then
That's S.
minus what?
S.
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 S. Z.
Okay, and then minus
Z. Z0.
z0. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
But then we assume that z dot zero and z0 is all zero. The initial condition is zero. Okay, zero initial condition. Which is why if we only have m s squared z of s. Yeah. The same thing happened for the c z dot. Yeah. Laplace of c z dot. Let's do it fast. It just becomes c times c times
Z.
of zs. That's it. Okay. And what I do over there is to take out the z to the right side. Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
They won't have the dotted as Z dot.
This one?
Have dotted
Huh?
Z dot. Is there a dot, sir?
Z dot, yeah. Initial velocity. This is s. This is time, yeah. Don't switch them. This is s domain. And here is time domain. What about your EA? Yeah? What's the password? What? Z dot at time equal to 0. Alright, sometimes we use notation z dot like this. Sometimes, yeah, if it is not clear enough to you, right? So now, simple writing like this. Okay. Do you know understand by what this one? Let's say your z dot is 3 times t. Okay, what about z at 0?
3 times 0.
3 times 0, yeah, which is 0. So that's how we do it. What have you been in all these 3 years? Alright. Once you have the relationship between t and z like this, okay, we regroup them so that we have one on the left, one on the right, okay, and then we have this relationship.
Is that a block diagram?
Correct? This is a block diagram. Block diagram of the plant, okay,
The plan.
of the plant in the car. This is the output, and this is the input. This is a block diagram already.
So the input is from controller.
Yeah.
The input in here, no, we don't discuss controller yet.
Where the Z is on the right and the T is on the left.
Yes.
T is input. Because
Oh,
T is
This is output, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
TS times with the Laplace function is equal to the ZX.
Yeah. So how do we read this block diagram? We read it as Z is equal to T multiplied by all of this. That's how we read it.
Sorry, what is the capital Z for?
What?
The capital Z is just output I think.
Yes, capital Z is the position of the car.
But position sounds small Z.
No.
Is it?
Karena dari
Uh,
Laplace.
small letter is for time domain. Okay?
Oh.
Capital letter is the S domain. That's the rule, right?
Repeat sir, repeat sir.
Small
We
Z.
reserve the small letter, lowercase letter for the time domain.
Okay.
But for the S domain, frequency domain, we put it capital letter, uppercase letter.
Why the M small letter?
Huh?
So why the M small letter?
M is the
M.
constant.
That is math.
M is mass constant. It's not time varying variable.
But when do we need to convert it into frequency domain?
We want to build a controller based on Laplace transform. That's the reason.
So,
Okay.
so if we use PID and LQR, still the same step.
PID you can use either Laplace transform or time domain. Okay. But time domain PID is much harder.
Oh, jadi so
Okay.
to simplify things, we do this.
Yeah, this one is easier. Okay. Step by step, yeah. You don't even remember what is Laplace transform. Don't even ask me about time domain control yet. Okay. Later, yeah. So remember what we want to do? Speed control, okay? Speed control, but then the output here is what? What to do?
Divide by time.
Okay, think hard. Come on, think hard. What do you need to do? Yeah, take derivative. How to take derivative from here? Yeah, how? Okay, you said divide, right? Now how? Okay. Now you see here, we have Z of C. Yeah, if we want to get Z dot, what do you do with Z?
D over D.
Okay, you do D over dt. Okay. And then now in Laplace domain, you have Z of S. What to do to get the velocity from the
D
Laplace
over
domain?
D over DS.
That's what we do with the time domain.
This is frequency.
This is frequency domain.
Oh, inverse. No, integrate.
Huh?
No, we don't want to. No.
We are doing the differentiation.
Huh?
Oh, okay lah, hopeless. Forget about it. You multiply with S, okay?
Double X squared.
Yeah.
Oh,
This one is equal to, okay, let's say the velocity is Zv, okay?
It's okay.
You have to multiply with S to differentiate it.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
S is 1 over E.
Okay. S in Laplace domain, S is called as what? Differentiator. Okay? And 1 over S is called as integrator. Ya kebalikannya lah. The opposite of it, okay? So if you want to integrate from velocity to position, you multiply by 1 over S.
Velocity position.
Yeah. Yeah, now I know why what happened with your EA lah.
Sir, but you want to find speed, sir?
Ya kan kali kasih
Yeah.
itu udah di differentiate lagi kasih.
Which is why we have to multiply with S.
From where the S come from, sir?
Yeah?
From where the S come from?
S come from?
Yeah.
Okay, we have to review the part of integration, yeah. Maybe we need 1 day on that, not today, okay?
Agree, sir.
That's a bit long to explain.
Agree, sir.
So what we do is that to get the velocity, let's say the Z is the velocity, we multiply with S. What happened if you multiply this with the s?
Become balance loss.
It.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It becomes a simpler term, yeah. Right. So you notice in here, this is a second order system because of this, okay, second order.
Yeah.
But in here, first order system. That's our destination, okay. For this week, we learn about first order system. Okay. Any question on after this one?
So what is the S block called?
Say that again.
What is the S block called?
This one.
Yeah.
This is the differentiator block. Differentiator block.
But it's still the same block as the actuator.
Same block as what?
The actuator.
Actuator? No.
It's plan.
Sorry, plan.
Depend on what we consider. Okay, now after we multiply these two, this combined is our plan. Okay, not this one anymore, but the whole thing in here is our plan.
So it is integrated to the plan.
Yeah. You move the differentiator into the original plan and become the new plan. Okay. Later on, if you want to do precision control, don't do this. Okay. You stick with this.
So the S in type of frequency.
It's this one
Yeah.
frequency.
Also frequency.
Frequency.
So let's say we want to do acceleration control, then we multiply s 2 times.
Yes.
Square.
S squared. So what happens if you multiply s squared? Yeah. Normally people is not doing acceleration control. Yeah, normally. You will have C over S in here, yeah, which is not so good. Okay, the system will not be so good. What I want to say at this point is that don't think too much about what is S and what's going to happen with S. Okay, because the Laplace domain is just a temporary domain. Okay, you know when you see the movie of Return to the Future, what does it say?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Yeah, sorry. Back to the Future. The player always go back to the future, right, to finish the movie. Okay. In this case, it's also the same thing. Okay? We start with the time domain system, we convert to the Laplace transform, and later on we get it back into the time domain. Okay, so the frequency domain is not a place for you to wander for eternity. Okay? That's a temporary place.
Because later we will convert it into time domain.
Yes, like IoT Lab. IoT Lab is a temporary place for you to stay. Don't stay there forever.
Why is that?
You'll get old faster. Like me. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Now I simplify again the free body diagram. Yeah. The arrow also got smaller because now you understand. Yeah. You have a free body diagram in here, and then this is the representation of the block diagram. Okay. Time domain or physical domain, yeah, and in here is frequency domain. Okay. We want to see if, let's say, we have this is the weight of Toyota Corolla, I think 1,000 kilograms, about that much lah. And then let us set the C to be 30 Newton second per meter, and let us also set the traction to be 100 kilograms, and it is a step function. You still remember what is step function? That is stairs function.
Oh, it on and off. Yeah, on off.
After it is on, it will not be off, right? That is called step. If it is on and off, it is indicated. Step function
Oh,
is
good,
like
good up.
yeah.
Up.
So it's just go like that all the way forever. Okay. Until the end of time. So we assume that the P is like this. This is 1000 Newton. Okay. This is the step function. You got it? You got this?
Yeah.
Okay. Cannot okay. What do you think will happen to the velocity of the car in this case? If let's say you are asked to plot it, what's your imagination of the velocity?
From rest,
How do you imagine that?
kalau from rest increase.
Increase and then
And then plateau.
plateau. Okay, why is that?
Because the power is constant.
It's in equilibrium with the C.
Like this, yeah.
Yeah. Ini velocity of the car.
Okay. So good common sense there for you. This is a good answer. Okay, that's correct. So velocity will not be increasing all the way forever, cannot be. Because we have what? The C over there. There is a friction. If the C is gone, then it will just go all the way up. So the behavior is just like what you said. This plot is taken from MATLAB simulation. I simulated it few times ago. So you have the velocity in the vertical axis, time in the horizontal axis. If you are asked to plot the velocity of the car, you have to really think about what is the time frame that you want to simulate. You see, it starts to go to plateau around 200 seconds. If you plot it up to 40 seconds only, 40 seconds, then you will see just this plot. And you say, sir, the velocity just go up. I think my system is wrong. No, you simulated wrongly. Your system is not wrong, it's you that's wrong. What I want to say is that before you simulate your system, you have to know what's the expectation of the behavior. Okay? So when you see a plot like this, something's not right. Maybe I don't simulate it long enough. Let's add more the time frame. Let's say you plot. Usually you use this syntax in MATLAB, yeah. Let's say up to 40 seconds. So it's not enough. So you have to increase this. Yeah. So what's so interesting about this plot? We will see. You will see what we call as a steady state behavior. Okay. The word steady state will come a lot with this class. Okay. So you better remember from that. Steady state behavior is the behavior of the system as time goes to infinity. So this is the steady state behavior. It becomes a constant. Yeah? As time goes to infinity, it becomes a constant. Mathematically, by definition, is like this one. Okay, you push t to infinity, and you see what happened with the state of the system. Yeah, not all systems have steady state value. For example, a kind of system that don't have steady state value, if you have the output of the system as this one, it doesn't have steady state value. Why? It keeps oscillating. Okay? Is it stable? Stable. Stable and steady is two different things. Okay. The steady state behavior is just oscillating. It is just that it doesn't have steady state value. Okay? But it has steady state behavior.
So it's not stable.
It is
Stable.
stable.
Oh,
It
but
is
not
stable.
But doesn't have steady
Steady
state.
state.
It doesn't have steady state value.
But steady state behavior, yes.
Yes.
Baik.
Feelingnya kan nanti kan
You when you are turning on your motorcycle and it has tachometer. Some of you has motorcycle, right? You check it when it is idle. What is the RPM it shows up?
2000, 3000.
Only di bawah.
Can you say exactly? Can you say exactly?
Oscillating, sir.
Oscillating, right? So it's unstable.
Unstable.
Stable, right? If it is unstable, your motorcycle will go mad, right? Yeah, that's what it means by unstable. Okay, let's move again to different topic. The characteristic of a first order system, yeah, it is shown up by the plot that you just see. Okay, if we give it a step input, we see what happened with the output, and we measure something from there. Okay, I put a dotted line in here. See, the x value is 33.87 in here, and then the y value is 75.65. So what is that? So the dotted line in here is actually 63.2% of the steady state value, as S is steady state. Okay, and then the 33.87 is called the tau. Tau is time constant. Ever heard about that? Time constant? Not yet. Time constant. So what is time constant? It is the time required for the system to reach 63.2% of the steady state value.
Always 63 point.
Yes, always 60 for first order system. Okay. So why do we mentioning this? Because that number, yeah, the tau is a characteristic of the first order system. If let's say you are buying a DC motor, you would want to know what is the time constant of the motor. Yeah, you check the specification. Time constant is one of them. Okay. If the time constant is small, reaction is fast. Time constant is big, reaction time is very slow. Okay. So read it up. Yeah, slowly, right? Big time constant like this. Okay, example.
Like so.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, I'm taking out the figure from the previous slide so that you can see the summary. Now we see the summary. We have a system governed by the first order system transfer function. Input here, output over there, and then the behavior is like this. So for all first order system, so long that it is stable, it is always like that. Yeah.
Is this plot the result of that function, sir?
From here,
Yeah.
yes. So you will not see first order system behaving like this. No, this is not first order system. Okay, I guarantee. Yeah.
So different function only give us steeper or slower.
Correct. And also a different steady state value. Yeah. If you change the system parameter, those are the things we change. But the shape of the response is always like that. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing that I put yellow in here, okay, ZP over T of S in here is a transfer function, okay? A over tau s plus 1, that is the standard format of standard format. A is something that you have to find. Okay, so I mean, a standard format means we can fill it up with any number according to our system, okay? According to the specification of our system. But this is the standard form. Okay. So our system just now has mass of 1,000 kilograms, right? And then the C is 30. Let us convert the transfer function into this format. Okay. Once you convert into this format, you will be able to find out the tau directly. Okay. In here, we get the tau from experiment. Okay. You take ruler, okay, 63.2%, and then you get what's the time. That is by experiment you get the time constant. But now let us do it analytically. What is the tau?
1,000 divided.
Yeah,
1,000 divided.
correct. Yeah, do it very fast. Yeah. What's the question?
Oh, then it's 1,000 S, 1,000 second.
No. S is the frequency operator, Laplace
So the
operator.
one is second.
In here is second.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's the difference? In here, S and the value is close together. Okay, but in here, stays apart. Okay, maybe later on I will put seconds in here. S and then second. Okay, good point.
Tadi Teddy said the tau is 1,000 over 30 because we need the 30 to become 1.
Correct. Yes.
How about A?
A is 1 over 30 because we have to divide all of the term by 30.
Does it have a meaning?
It has a meaning.
Which is?
It will affect the steady state value of your system. Steady state value of your system. Okay, later on we will see how it affects. Yeah. If we study the Laplace transform inverse, you can see what's the effect of A. Okay. Still remember Laplace inverse? Okay. Back it to the time again. Right. So this form is the same as this form. Okay. So the tau as Teddy said, 1,000 divided by 30, and the A is 1 over 30. So from this experiment also we can get the time constant.
So sir, just now the tau is theoretical value, this one is experimental
Correct.
value.
Yeah. Which is
There
why.
is difference.
Huh?
There is a bit difference.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Experimental value, there is a parallax error, right? Measurement always have error. Yeah. Bear with it and live with it. Analytical solution cannot have an error, but measurement can. Alright, let us do time constant practice calculation. What is the time constant of this system? 3, yeah, very easy, 3. Because it has the same format, okay? What about this one? 3 also, yeah. Yeah. We only change the value of A. Now it's the same, 3. Right? What about this?
Oh,
Yeah, 0.1.
0.1.
Correct. Okay. What about this one? 0.5, yeah. Okay, so this is how we do it. So to convert this format into this format, you need to make the non-S term to be 1. Okay. So you have to divide by 10, divide by 10, divide by 10. divide everything by tens.
Right.
Any question on this?
So let's say on the 1/5s, if we want to find the A, it's 1/10.
Yes, it's 1/10.
Yang penting ujungnya plus one kan?
Ujungnya harus satu.
Iya plus one.
Ya.
Jangan minus one. Kalau minus gimana?
With this minus,
Dibagi minus.
So is tau possible to be negative?
tahu no.
Ya, negatif.
Yeah. So we haven't discussed about stability yet, okay? But the time constant is defined only for stable system. Unstable system will go like that, so we cannot get time constant at all from unstable system. And when this sign becomes negative, and that's where the system becomes unstable. But not now, we don't discuss stability yet. You still have to refresh your memory about Laplace transform. Okay. Okay. These are the few notes on time constant. Yeah. Any question on this?
So time constant is how fast the system can get to 63.2%.
Yes.
Yeah,
63.2.
yeah.
Fungsi itu ada constant ya sih.
This one? No, not. This is not coming from first order system. Yeah. Good question. Let us discuss about that. Yeah. Why 63.2?
Why 63.2?
Why 63.2? Yeah. Curious.
All standard.
Let's take a break of 2 minutes. Okay. Take a break of